Feel free to say hello. Let us know where you're from. And we're here with Myesha, Alejandro, Melanie, Fátima, a bunch of my favorite people taking a break in the day to journal and chat about journaling and chat about whatever. We're just hanging out. I'm having my coffee, having a good day. Hello, Caitlin. Caitlin's like an hour from me. Caitlin's an hour from me. Melanie's an hour from me. See, if both of you come to my house, we can hang out in the woods. Oh, Caitlin's having coffee too. I got mine right over here. There it is. All right. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get started. I see people popping in. Feel free to say hello as you come in. But, I like to start out with introductions. So I'm going to go counterclockwise. I don't know. It depends on how you're looking at me. And I'm going to start with you, Myesha.
Hi, everyone. Good day. My name is Myesha. I am a teacher here at Insight Timer. I am also a somatic or embodiment practitioner, educator, and coach, or guide. And I really like working with people around transforming their relationship with anxiety and overwhelm and chronic stress, as well as interpersonal and collective grief. So I'm actually really excited to be here for this session because I have a really interesting relationship with journaling. In my mind, and ideally, I would like, yes, I totally journal every day, but that has not been me. It's not me. And however, I am very much a full moon and new moon journaling girly. So this is perfect for me. So thank you for inviting me, Violet. I'm glad to.
Awesome. Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. I love that. Alejandro, I'm going to go over to you.
Hello everyone. Violet, Melanie, thank you for having me again. My name is Alejandro. I am a health and wellness coach and a meditation and mindfulness teacher. Also a teacher here on Insight Timer. I've been here for now 3 years with a little break in between, with a heart for vulnerability and authenticity and finding healing in those ways, whatever that looks like for us. So yeah, my relationship with journaling started when I was 13 years old, and I have been journaling almost every day since then. So I used journaling, my journals, a lot of them when I first start one, I write a letter to the journal. And most of them, I was going through them last night and they start as an invitation for the journal to become my best friend. Especially when I was younger, as someone who was dealing with a lot of unresolved wounds and unresolved trauma. The journal was my safe space. So a lot of processing of life happened in my journals. A lot of dreams and visions, and a lot of it's just a beautiful. I feel like I have a beautiful relationship with my journals, and I have my journals ever since. So yeah. So I'm so excited to be here to truly use this space to journal as not only as a practice but as a collective practice, and bring that energy to the new moon and to the new lunar year. So yeah.
I love that. I love what you said. I always thought of my journal as my best friend when I was growing up. When I was a kid and I used to write, I actually would name my journal too. I'd give her a name. I wouldn't be like Dear Diary. I'd be
Mm,
like Dear Millie. They always had names. I love that.
interesting. That's cool.
Fatima.
Hello everyone, I'm Fatima from Portugal. I'm a sound healer. My father didn't want me to follow just music, so I took two courses at the same time, and one of them was journalism and communication because I loved writing, and the other one was music. So I have been journaling since ever. I loved having diaries when I was young. I would create my own newspapers, and I would participate in some also, and creating them. Well, I feel that I always felt that writing was another thing I really loved. So it's wonderful to be here.
It's so beautiful. I love that. I remember doing things like that with my siblings when I was a kid, and you don't see that anymore. Like I miss that. I would love to see kids doing that kind of creativity that we did when we were little because we didn't have the internet, so we had to amuse ourselves.
My daughter
Melanie.
still
Oh,
has a
does
diary
she?
with a locker. Yeah, because they
Ah,
they love the lockers on the diaries, right?
yes, yes. I used to love that. Yes. I wish I still had those diaries. I'd love to read them again.
I definitely had one of those.
Melanie.
Hello, everybody. I'm Melanie Underwood. I have a culinary school in New York, and I am a mindful cooking and intuitive baking teacher here on Insight Timer. And like everyone else, started writing in my diary when I was a young girl with my locket on it, my little heart lock. And I just continue to do it today. And I love journaling so much. And I know, Violet, in our last one, I shared that one of my journals is actually a sketchbook because for me, sometimes I do art. Today, believe it or not, I'm doing my business journaling.
Wow.
Nice.
So I'm going to be journaling about my business, which I also do because that actually helps me. So I have a couple different journals I use.
Yeah, I love that. I have a bunch of different journals I use. I actually have my Moonology journal here with me. And
I have that
Myesha
too.
has the Moonology deck. Oh, you have the Moonology journal too. She's going to pull a card for us from her Moonology deck.
Wait, can I
Actually,
just show
Oh,
something
yes,
first?
yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. This is a calendar that I got from this. I'd never heard of them before. They're called Moon Sisters. Do you guys know them?
No, I've never heard of them.
Gorgeous. And every day is a fun prompt. Today actually was this, and it says Newman Aquarius, and it's this, puzzle. And it's like write down the first four words you see. This is your new moon mantra.
Oh, that's cool. What'd you get?
Change, sight, magic, and wisdom. I was
Love
like,
it.
couldn't be more spot on.
Ooh.
Right? Maybe I'm journaling about that. But like one of the other day was like, take a picture of this prompt. It was like, I love you, and send it to someone you care about. And it's just so fun. And I was
Mm.
thinking, even though I have this, everybody could do their own. That could become their own little journal.
Yeah, I love that.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Ah.
that's fine. Myesha, come back.
I also
There
have
you are.
Myesha's candle. Can you
Very
see it?
nice. Which one is that? Gather? I love that one. I had that one. I burned it down to the stub. And I had
Heals,
that one too.
healed healer. I think this is your most popular one, right? Healed healer.
Healer, yes, that is my #1 seller. She's a good one. Thank you. Sorry about that, y'all. My internet just dropped all of a sudden. That was
No
awesome.
problem. I thought it was me. It's very windy over here. And I was like, please don't take out my internet. Do you want to pull a card from your Moonology deck? Catherine's asking Moon Sisters. Yeah, I wanna find out, Melanie, where you got that. I really like that. I had the Moonology calendar, but it didn't have prompts. I like the idea of having a prompt every day.
Yeah.
I think Maisha's frozen.
At least she's frozen in this gorgeous,
With a big
smiling
smile.
Smile.
I love
I
it.
know. When I'm frozen, it's like, oh.
I know, me too. I'll be like, oh. Or my eyes are closed, or I'm like looking scared. Yeah, she does have a great look on her face, doesn't she? I was listening to a podcast the other day, and one of the questions they were doing like journaling things. Oh, I'm gonna keep an eye on her, and she pops back in. One of the questions that they asked for journaling was like, "Who's the love of your life?" And they were saying most people will, pick somebody else. And this person is like, "No, you are the love of your life." And I was like, "Man, that is a great way of looking at it." And so now every day when I start writing in my journal, like I start out with that, like I am the love of my life. And I'm like, it brings out such powerful, okay, Maisha, you'll be back. Great, awesome. It brings out such powerful feelings in me now when I'm journaling in the morning. I love that. Do any of you have anything like that? Like any prompts that like really, I don't know, make you think? Because that made me think.
I usually start my entries with how I feel. So I either it depends. So I don't so when I journal, sometimes I journal in like paragraph form, meaning a very, very fluid type of, essay thing. Sometimes I journal in bullet points, just like this is what I want to get out of whatever the system or so I just use one book for everything. Um and but I start with how I feel. Um, so it might be just the one word, or today I feel whatever. And it's interesting because lately, in the climate that we're living, I was looking yesterday through this year, which has only been 28 days, 29 days now, and a lot of it for the past few weeks have been I feel angry. I feel angry. I feel angry. But it's been a beautiful experience to have the journaling tool to allow anger to be, because there's nothing wrong with that, and to process and to truly embrace what is. I think for me, one of the things with the specific feeling of anger has been, oh, I'm not supposed to be feeling this, especially as a beginner teacher. When I began to teach and guide, I'm like, oh no, I'm supposed to be zen and love and kindness and everything, and that's it. Oh no, I'm feeling anger. And anger is such a beautiful, beautiful gift and a beautiful energy that can teach us so much. So I usually start my journal with today I feel, and then from there just go on whatever that means. But for the most part, for years, that's how I start, with how I feel.
I like that you said that because, I've been feeling that way lately too. I always try to be very upbeat when I start journaling in the morning because I'm afraid if I'm not, it's going to bring my vibe down. And lately I've been feeling some anger too
Mm,
for some obvious reasons. And I'm like, all right, you know what? Acknowledge that you're angry and it's okay and it can pass and you can bring your vibe back up. So I love that you said that. I'm working on that one.
right, right. And for me, like yesterday for the first time in my life, and I'll explain the slur in a little bit. I was called a wetback for the first time in my life.
I know that
Um, I
slur
d-
very well. Wow.
I so I live in a border town here in Texas. I live in the south side of Texas, southwest of Texas. So I live really close to the border, and I was called a wetback for the first time in my life because I'm brown and I speak Spanish,
Of course.
which is fine. And it's been beautiful for me to, when I'm feeling a low vibration, to use the journaling tool to acknowledge how I'm feeling. Hey, I am feeling this way, and this really sucks. And if I have to add a couple of choice words, I will add them, and I will add them in red too. Um, and just so it's there. But then I train my mind to not only acknowledge and hold space for myself, but then and how do I turn this to meta? How do I then hold space for others? How do I the anger someone projected onto me is coming out of a place of hurt,
Mm.
and I know that's really hard to understand,
It's very
especially
hard.
when you're on this side of the attack. So for those of you that don't know, a wetback is an undocumented illegal immigrant, um, and it's a slur used um, mainly for South American, Mexican, and Caribbean people, because
Mm.
although I flew to the U.S., I had to cross the ocean. So it's beautiful to use the journaling to shift, and that's what I've been truly embracing this past few days, these past few weeks, is I acknowledge how I feel, and it's real. However, I don't want to live from this place. So, how do I then shift the attention? So, yes, I am angry, all of this. And then however, may they be happy. May they be joyful. May they heal. May they feel loved. And writing those things down for me as a visual learner, writing those things down truly helped me shift the energy. So I might be in a low vibration at whatever time of the day I'm journaling, but truly bringing myself up and then doing other things, right? The mindfulness practices, but truly writing both, even if I even if I feel angry, because I don't want to say even if I don't feel like it, even if like I don't believe in the fake it to make it, because faking it for me would mean that I don't want to express the meta practice of things, and I do. So I'm not faking it. My feelings might not be aligned yet. My brain is. My brain knows that this is a beautiful opportunity to spread kindness even from afar, and compassion, and to put that energy into the atmosphere, into the ether. So yeah, so it's journaling really helps me shift that energy even if I'm feeling kind of low.
Yeah, that's amazing. I give you a lot of credit because just when you said the word, my heart was like, having grown up in New York City, I know that term so well. And I was like, oh, like I felt pain just when you said it. And that would be hard for me. Like it is hard for me to sometimes when I get triggered or angry like that. It's like, all right, Violet, you got to let this go.
Right, right.
That's amazing. So, Myesha, now that you're back, do you want to pull a card for us? Oh no, did she freeze again?
Sorry, she just freezes in the best faces
She
every time.
does. She does. Oh no. Well,
That
I
is
have a mo
funny.
I want to say I have the Moonology deck. I mean, I suppose are you back? She's back. She's back.
She's back. She's back.
Pull a card quick.
I thought, no, what's happening? I love that, Alejandro. I was gonna say, I love that shifting of
Yeah.
perspective and the shifting of energy that you engage with the journal, because that's what it is for me too. Like I see it as like this sort of you being able to externally observe what's happening inside, and because you're taking it, acknowledging how you're feeling, and then observing it, it gives you a little bit of time, a space to like zoom out, right? To zoom out from the
Mm,
situation in order to shift and then align. But the first and important part is like really acknowledging and
right.
validating how you're feeling in that moment. And I love that the journal can be the companion for that. So let me read this card before I get booted off again because I don't know what's going on with the internet. So I pulled from the Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle deck. I was going to do Moonology, but this one wanted to come out. So we got Altar of Air. And the name
Mm.
for this card, or the theme for this card, is clarity, which I love. I don't know if I can see this. First, I just dropped the book. 1 second. Altar of Air and Clarity. And this is number 32. So for those of you who are familiar with tarot, this is akin to the Ace of Swords. And the card says, all will be revealed. Are you watching and listening? Suddenly it will all make sense. It is also your season to speak your naked truth, even if your voice shakes. Your own personal sword of truth can cut through all BS. This ancestor comes through in times of breakthrough and fresh starts. This is a paradigm shift. She pushes you toward your ashe, life purpose energy. If you haven't already experienced at least one classic light bulb moment, you are about to. And the ancestral memory says the element of air is analogous to breath and life force. This ancestor comes forward with the energy of the legendary Irish Side, supernatural fairy-like beings that control the wind. A sudden gust is called a goth, Sidhe, or fairy wind. And then the ancestral medicine says sacred items representing the wind element can include bells, feathers, incense, knives, or swords, fans, streamers, string or woodwind instruments, wind chimes, diffusers, and images of the sky, heaven, angels, or fairies. And the declaration is I can see clearly now. So I love this
Yes.
card for the new moon in Aquarius, particularly because of all of the innovation, the clarity that comes, and this intense energy of change and transformation that has so many of us feeling so deeply uncomfortable, and also it's necessary.
I just saw
Melanie.
what Melanie wrote.
Yes.
Yeah, Fatima, what are you going to play for us today? We were talking
I'm
about
play
it
that
earlier.
now.
It's
I
so
can see clearly now. The rain is falling.
Yes,
it's
and I was like, should I just play a little bit so everyone can like
Yes.
feel it? Because
Yes.
not only the song that, and Violet already knows the song that I was about to play today. We shared a little bit, and it has some elements that Myesha said. But now when she said the mantra at the end, I was like, maybe I need to play the other one, also. But yeah, let me just get it here and let's maybe you can feel it. Can you hear?
that was beautiful. I need that clapping sound. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's so beautiful how the card is so connected with the new moon and with the moment that we are living, because I have been speaking with some people. I feel that we are really living an awakening. I was speaking with someone from Inside Timer. I'm not checking the chat, but someone from here from Inside Timer, she was saying that she feels this awakening moment also, like doing more healing work. I see more people starting doing their sound baths, and Melanie is doing her first tomorrow. And I was telling her, I really want more people to do it, because more than ever, we need people bringing healing. And we need it so much that if we have more people learning how to do it, practicing, and bringing healing to everyone, um, we need that right now. So I really would like to motivate anyone here that is feeling like a career change, or feeling like studying Reiki, or there are so many tools that we can use, or even astrology. Someone today was doing a numerology also, or any kind of therapy. We need that. If you have, if you have some singing bowls. Oh, and also Alejandro, he posted his new crystal balls, right? So yes, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah.
Aisha has a drum bear behind her. So, we all have music inside ourselves. So bring that outside. And it's not because I can play piano that you cannot do it.
I'm going to learn how to play the flute.
Yes. Like, really, go ahead. This is the moment to do it. And just like Myesha was saying, the reading, you can see it clearly. Maybe you are not yet doing it because there is a time between where we are and where we want to be. But give it time, give it intention. It's clear now. So, yeah.
Beautiful. With that, I suppose we should have our journaling time and then we can get back to our chatting time. So we don't do any prompts unless anybody wants to suggest one. We just kind of go with Fatima's music and just go with the flow. I'm going to be using my Moonology diary because I love writing my new moon intentions in here because 2 years ago, when I wrote down in here that I wanted to have a promotion and a raise at work, I put it away and I didn't think about it. And a year later, on that same day, I get an email from my boss. And sure enough, she was giving me a raise and a promotion. That was a year ago, April, that happened. So I am not rocking the boat. I'm going to keep using my book.
I did mine earlier, so I'm gonna just write in my journal, but now that makes me excited.
Yes,
I wrote some
yes.
good stuff in here.
Excellent, excellent. I was shocked when I went back and opened that book. I still have it sitting on my shelf and I show it to people all the time. I'm like, look, I wrote it like a year before and it happened almost exactly this. It was the new moon of the following year, same month. And I was like, wow, book is powerful.
You know what I love about that book too is that they ask you to do your visualization and then turn it into an affirmation and then repeat
Yes.
constantly until the full moon, which I think is super powerful.
Yes, yes. And I love that she stresses that even when I listen to her podcast, it's not just about writing things down, you make your action steps as well,
Mhm.
and I really believe in that. Yeah, Asa, that was amazing for me. I was sharing that with people all last year after I got that promotion and that raise. And I work remotely. So I thought, how am I ever going to get promoted working remotely? Like, when you're in an office and they see what you're doing, it's a little different. But I was like, I'm doing good work. I can do this. And it happens. And I tell people all the time, write things down, listen to your thoughts and put them out on paper because it happens. Like you can manifest these things. Strong believer in that. All right, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let Fatima play and we're going to do our writing. It's a new moon. It's a good time to set those new moon intentions. Take it away.
And I'm going to start playing, and I'd love if anyone can write on the chat the name of the song.
I won't because I know what they are.
Yes, Let's go. Let me see if we one chord people already know. Let me play the second chord. Melanie is smiling.
Well, this song was played at my mom's funeral, so.
Oh.
That last key.
Ah. I should not finish on this one. Okay. Not forcing.
So, Melanie, is there anything you want to share? I'm only kidding. I think I wrecked Melanie today. I mentioned her mom's name. I picked her mom's song from her memorial and one of her favorite songs too. And I didn't even know that.
You didn't know my mom's name. I know. When you said that earlier, you probably didn't see me do a little jump.
No, no. Your mom is sending you messages through me.
I
That's
mean,
amazing. That's
definitely getting a
amazing.
lot of messages from my mom today.
That's beautiful. I love that.
And then with Myesha switching over to the the ancestral deck, I was like, damn, mom.
That's beautiful. I love it. I love it.
And I
Right?
was
The
like,
time.
should I continue? When she said, should I continue? But then I was feeling, okay, this is going to be emotional. That's normal. It's the new moon. And Maisha was referring angels in her reading. So I was like, it's all connected. There is some
Yes.
reason here. There is something here that needs to be addressed.
Yes. Yes. Beautiful. So beautiful. Yeah, I was getting goosebumps. Absolutely.
The ancestor talk always gets me. I know Myesha and I have been working together outside of the platform um, in some different projects, and I know I might sound like a broken record, and that's okay. Um, but the times that we're living, not only here in the U.S. but around the world, there's such beauty. I just got my ancestry DNA yesterday, and I shared it with Myesha, and I was really excited about certain percentages of my DNA. A lot of indigenous, a lot of African, the roots, and truly embracing the DNA, the spiritual DNA that means to me, the strength that carries, the wisdom that carries. It's mm, um I'm gonna start crying. You guys already know me, so um mm, so anyways, yes, and Melanie, Mama's definitely bringing whatever it is that you need, and I love it. This is beautiful. This is better than I always come knowing that beautiful things are gonna happen, but this is special.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
And I always come not knowing what's going to happen. And it's definitely beautiful and very special. I love it.
Yeah, it's really nice to have actually a place to come and journal like this and have support around journaling, Violet. It's not something that I would have thought I needed, but now that it's here, I'm like, this is so needed. Because I was like earlier today, I was feeling all of the things. Like I went through pretty much all of the emotions earlier today, and I was actually chatting with Gloria Chabet, who's another teacher here, and I was like, I am feeling all of my emotions. And she was like, yeah, I feel like like a blender. And I was like, what is that? What do you mean by that? And she was just like, all of my emotions are in a blender, just stirred up. She was like, I went from crying hysterically to wanting to curse something out to like then laughing joyfully and doing art and playing. Like, I mean, it's literally ran the gamut. And it's so interesting because when you think about like, oh, I have to go live later, you feel like you have to be in a certain type of mood to do that. And it's great to be able to come here in a space and be like, I'm just here, like how I'm just showing up as I am and not have to like put on a front and pretend like everything is. I mean, I feel great now because I allowed myself to process and like really be with how I was feeling and through all of that. But just having this support. So I really thank you for your vision, Violet, for doing something like this.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Because, I never have any plans. I'm just like, hey, let's just do this. And I love the way it works out.
And the interesting thing is that I gave 6 minutes of songs to Violet, just titles, and she mentioned these two, and the last one is "You've Got a Friend." So whatever, and maybe we can ask to the people to write in the chat if you felt emotional, because I have been in all the sessions with you, Violet, these journaling sessions, and this one today was definitely the most emotive one,
Yes.
emotional one, the most connected one,
Yes.
most clear one, also in terms of what I'm going to say or what is happening now, consciousness about the moment. And I'd like to, maybe sing from the chat if people felt the same, because it was definitely very, very special.
Yes, absolutely. Maribel says yes. Yeah, I agree with you. This has been like the most for me, most emotional one so far. And I never have any plans for what we're doing. I just kind of go with the flow. And this one took on a life of its own for sure.
It's the best when it happens when we just flow with, and it speaks on, and this is not to toot our own horn, but I'm going to, but it speaks to the work we've all done as practitioners and as guides to come into a room from all parts of different parts of the world even, um, and come in synchronicity, and to allow just spirit and the universe and God, goddess to just flow, and to allow the ancestors to be present. I mean, and I go back to the ancestors because we talked about it in the cards, but we've had definitely a beautiful expression of love and togetherness. So it speaks on all four of you, the work, and myself, the work we've done individually to come into the space just as we are, like Myesha said, with the emotions, with the not having to pretend, because we're teachers and we're guides, and with the authenticity. And the authenticity is the fuel that brings this beautiful energy. So thank you all four of you
And I want
for
to throw in
bringing
there that I
those.
wanted to have Alejandro and Maisha together because I love I everybody who's here right now was picked specifically for a reason, and it's because I love that connection. So I'm so happy that this worked out the way that it did.
Alejandro texted me, sent me a message earlier, said, I just realized we're going live together. I was like, are you sick of me yet?
That was on purpose.
Also, it's so shocking, Alejandro, that you have a Black journal. Just saying. You have on a different color
Oh,
shirt though today. I'm proud of you.
I I have been listen, I have been, if you know me, I love wearing black, and I wear black because it's easy. This is part of, I was a minimalist for a while. I want to be minimalist. I wasn't a minimalist, but I wanted to. I had a capsule wardrobe, and I was like, black and jeans is the easiest thing, and I don't have to spend time thinking about what I'm going to wear. But lately, I've been sort of, branching out to different colors, and it's shocking. But I have other pieces of clothing that are different, but the black aesthetic is my thing. So
It's me in purple.
uh,
I get it.
right. Funny, in a different platform. Just real quick side note. During the holidays, um, Violet was literally Violet bombing the stories with everything purple and everything. It was so funny. I was like, okay, Christmas tree, okay, teddy
I
bear, everything
loved
was
that.
it was great. It was great. It was great.
Yeah, obviously I belong to a lot of purple groups
I
where I
was like,
get all that.
did she sit there and do all of that herself, or did she find all those images?
I belong to groups and I save everything. I'm like, oh, I love that picture and that one and that one. I have a purple file.
Uh,
So, Fatima, I
uh,
know that you have something going on and I don't want to keep you. If you have to go, just let me know, give a little wave, say goodbye, whatever. I don't want to keep you too too long. And I obviously I'm not going to end the conversation yet, but if you want to share before it gets too late for you what you've got coming up, please share it now.
I'd like to ask to everyone in the chat I really love when I am in these lives to see the hearts coming in, And this time, I would like to bring all those hearts to Melanie because she's allowing herself to be here. She's allowing herself to feel and to be vulnerable in front of us. And I just wanted to give a hug. And I don't know how to give a bigger hug from the other side of the screen. But see the hearts? I love this. This is the heart. Oh, and Melanie and Violet also. So if you are seeing the chat right now, I can see all the hearts coming in. We are also bringing hearts. And whatever is this hug, I feel this is powerful, you know. We can feel it from the other side of the ocean. And we are together. And something I always like to say is you are never alone, because most of the time we are with our thoughts and thinking that we are not alone. And I'm saying this to anyone because we have 84 people right now, and we never know what the other person is feeling. Usually we say in Brazil that when someone is laughing a lot, it might be hiding a lot too, because Brazilians are known for smiling and laughing all the time, especially when they are sad. That's when they smile more or they laugh more. So see all the hearts, they continue right now. So it's a lot of love in this community. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Carolina is Brazilian, so she's saying, I can attest.
I think sometimes we we forget, and not the forget, but we lose sight that usually the stronger presenting guides and beings are the ones that feel the most. And as someone who loves vulnerability and loves authenticity, um, I can appreciate um, just Melanie just being just as she is. So thank you, Melanie, for bringing the energy to the group and for allowing us to for giving us permission to be just as we are in this moment. Um, so yeah, thank you, thank you so much.
Beautiful.
I think you should be thanking my mom.
Millie, thank you, Millie.
Thank you guys very much. And thank you, everybody. It's just really weird because before the live, something definitely came to me about my mom. So then that's why, Violet, when you said her name, I was like, whoa. And then it just, all those pieces clicked together, and just, sharing this experience with you guys is very powerful. And also everybody in the chat, because I go live so often, I feel like I know so many people, not just you all, but so many people here. So it's a really nice space to feel very supported in. I actually feel very lucky because there are so many people here I know sending me love and support, and it really makes me feel good.
Glad to hear that. All right, friends. Does everybody want to share anything they've got coming up? I'm going to start with you, Myesha. You want to share anything that you might have coming up, anything you want to add in there?
Yeah, I will be live on Inside Timer tomorrow with a session called Coming Home to the Body. So I did a session, I think about a week and a half ago, and it was just some soothing somatic techniques, and it was wildly well received, and people were saying how much they needed, and they were super, super simple techniques. So I'm going to do something similar to that on a weekly basis. I was on the mat that day. So it'll just be something that techniques that you can do anywhere, whether you're sitting or standing. Some of them you can do where you're driving. But just coming home to the body and really seeing the body as a place of refuge in this time when everything seems so, or so much seems so uncertain and chaotic. And so I'll be live tomorrow. You can check
What
my
time?
post. I
Oh,
don't remember.
that's
I think
okay. I'll find you.
it's 12 o'clock PST. Um, and I'll be doing that weekly on Thursdays. And then I have a session on February 12th, I believe, called Embodied Liberation Through the Seasons. And we're going to be doing heart practices for the month of February. So join me and send me a message, reach out if you would like some somatic support. And thank you again, Violet, for having me here. I enjoyed this session very
Oh,
much.
good. I hope we do it again then. Good. I like that. And February 12th is a full moon, right? I think.
I think it's close to, if it's not on the day, yeah.
Because I think that's when we scheduled our next one. Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yes, yes. Alejandro, well, Alejandro, first of all, I got to say that coming up in February 26th, I think was the date we picked. We are doing an all male panel. I'm so excited about that because Alejandro made that suggestion months ago. And I never forgot. I was like, we're going to get it in. We're going to get it in. And finally we did. So I'm so excited. But go ahead, Alejandro. What do you have coming up?
So I have on Saturday at 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time. I have a live session. It's transforming anger into loving kindness or meta. Um, and just creating a safe space to be just as we are and to allow ourselves to feel whatever we're feeling, but then how to transform that to a higher vibration, not only for the benefit of those around us but for our own benefit, so we don't get stuck and we don't, anger has been proven to be one of those emotions and feelings that get stuck, and the body truly um embraces it in not the healthiest of ways. So how can we feel it and then we can flow in beautiful loving kindness? So I have that going on Saturday. Yeah, if you don't follow me, and we have some offerings coming up soon, also some tracks that are coming up soon, and yeah, that's thank you for
I'm
having
a
me.
huge fan of your course on vulnerability, by the way, because
Oh yeah.
that's something that I have been working on because I tend to, I'm always making sure everybody's okay. And then I forget about me. So when I listened to that course, I'm like, this was made for me. I loved it.
Mm. Yeah, it's a really short course. It's 3 days. It's really to the point. I love it too. I listen to it sometimes. I listen to myself teach, and I practice with myself. Um, truly knowing that vulnerability is the invitation to connection with others and to connection with self, and it's that process of intimacy. So yeah. Thank you for the shout out. I have a course here on Insight Timer, by the way. Those
And
people
I
that
love that it was
want to.
short because I have a very short attention span. So that was one of the few
Yeah.
courses I've been able to do start to finish.
Same. I want to do some course and it's like 15 days. And I'm like, I'll start it, but
Me too.
I'll probably forget to come back to it. Um, but absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder.
Absolutely. And again, I'm very excited. February 26th, we're doing an all male panel. Melanie and I are going to be here as the moderators, but we're just letting them talk and we're looking forward to that. We can't wait.
I'm
Fatima.
excited. That's exciting.
Yes, yes.
So I have a new moon sun bath tonight. It will be in 1 hour and a half or 2 hours from now. I also got two songs approved, two tracks approved today. One is a sound bath that you can do for better sleep. And the other one is an evening gratitude, a short guided meditation at 528 hertz. And I also suggest that everyone check our profiles. We have been speaking about our profiles in our teachers group, let's say, and you can see our tracks, our events, our retreats. You can see our link in case you want to know more about ourselves also. So I would invite everyone to check on our profiles and dive deeper.
And follow, definitely.
Thank you so much, Violet, for this opportunity.
Oh, thank you for being here and thank you for your beautiful music. Loved it. Does anybody have anything they'd like to add before we end the live?
I listened.
Mel-
I listened to your track.
Mel-
I just wanted to say I listened to your track, Fatima, earlier when I was meditating because I was a little too emotional to sit in silence. So I listened to your track while I was meditating and then when I was journaling, the new sound bath, and it was lovely. So thank you for that.
Thank you. And Melanie has a sound bath tomorrow.
Melanie, what you got going on, Melanie?
Tomorrow, it's at, I think, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm
I
excited.
was gonna say, Melanie, did I not ask you to tell us what? I'm so sorry. Gosh, please, Melanie. I can't believe I did that.
Okay, Fatima has my back.
Oh, oh,
Which I'm
Violet.
excited about because it's my first time on Insight Timer doing one, and I'm really looking forward to it and using metal bowls and my gong. So I'm really excited, and I'm getting another gong, which I'm really excited about. I'm really drawn to gongs, and I feel like that's where I'm headed. And then every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, I do my mindful cooking lives, which I love. I, of course, have some tracks on here, but not that many because I prefer lives. And I have a retreat, as does Fatima, and my retreat is March 28th and through the 30th in Virginia. And I would love it if you guys would check it out. There's a couple of spots left, but most are sold out. Most are sold.
Melanie, you can always remind me. I'm always counting on Melanie to remind me when I forget something. So obviously, having forgotten to tell you, hey, share, normally you'd be texting me, hey, don't forget. You should have just said, hey. All right, friends, we've been here for an hour. Thank you all so much for joining us. I look forward to doing this again soon. And please follow all these beautiful teachers that are here with us today. Thank you. Thank you for joining. I'm putting their names in the chat one last time there in case you missed it. I want to make sure. All right, bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Have a beautiful rest of your day.